Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani Kriplani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Priyanka Bharwani of A Mum in Love is a blogger, influencer, and lifestyle personality. Her presence on social media has grown over the last few years with content that resonates with mothers and women in India and around the globe. Her sense of style is unique, with wardrobe essentials that are accessible and affordable and work well for the everyday woman who juggles many roles. Meet Priyanka Bharwani in this season opener of Impact Duty. Hi, Priyanka. Welcome to Impact Duty. Thank you for joining
me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I've really been looking forward to talking to you and doubly delighted because, as mentioned when we had our private conversation, that you're actually the first episode for season 3 of Impact Duty.
So yes. Quite excited. I'm so glad. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, doing good.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Quite hectic over here, but summer's over here and the atmosphere in Zurich is lovely. So, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, hopefully
it's beautiful out there.
Are the kids on school holidays at the moment over there in India?
Yes. So Rajveer is in an IB school. So they break during May and June and July as well. So they'll start in August. Yeah. Oh, wow. So he is at home and just trying to entertain him, trying to make some lovely travel plans for July.
Excellent.
So let's see where it goes.
Wonderful. And Priyanka, as I mentioned, quite excited to talk to you because you're a mummy influencer. You've spent quite a long time on social media, as in you've been on social media for quite some time. How did your journey begin?
So, to be precise, I started mommy blogging about 4.5 years back, and it's been a wonderful journey. How I started was actually, I was actually doing my own business for like 6-7 years before I had Rajveer. But I wanted to sort of give my entire time to him, so I had to stop that. And, for 1 year, I was just being a mom. And my husband came up with this idea and he was like, why don't you start mommy blogging? Because it was fairly new. Now, there was nobody back then, hardly anybody. And he
Which
was like,
year
this is
are
a
we
new
looking
thing.
around?
Why don't you start it? Sorry?
What time frame are we looking around? Is this 2014?
About 4.5 years back, roughly 5 years ago. So there were many bloggers. Blogging was the most in thing. There were many fashion bloggers, there were lifestyle bloggers, but not so many mommy bloggers in India. There were many internationally, but in India, this concept wasn't very out there, So he said, why don't you just start recording each day as it comes and then see where it goes? And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, I'm so glad he told you to do that.
It was lovely, I didn't think I wanted to reach here. That's not with, the vision with which I started. I just wanted to record each day, every day with Rajveer and make it very authentic. And luckily people loved it, and it sort of picked up and I'm so grateful.
Yes. And you've grown to have quite a following. What was the game changer post that cemented you as an influencer on social media?
So I remember these 2 posts initially when I had just started off, maybe a month into posting, that really got a huge response. So I don't think it would cement me as an influencer, but yeah, I did get a great response and a lot of moms, started following me. So it was this post where back then there were no reels. It was just a static post, right? So I had this picture where I was holding Rajveer in one hand. He was about 1.5 years, very tiny. And I was like doing my makeup, looking into the mirror in the other hand. And I had rollers on my head and, I was talking about mom life and, just sort of trying to keep it real that this is what we have to do, right? We have to hold our kids in one hand undo the makeup and, get ready for a party, for a night out. And so that went viral. It did really well back then. And the second post was, I used to talk a lot about mom hacks. So when he was younger. Yeah. So how to help moms, mom hacks. And back then I remember I was facing this problem where, Rajveer wouldn't let me brush him. He was about a year and a half old. And I think many moms must be facing this problem, where the kids are like, don't put anything in my mouth and don't brush me. And they, of course, don't know how to do it themselves. So I came up with this idea to sort of make it like an interactive game. So I gave him my brush and I was like, you brush me and let me brush you. And it actually worked. So I took a photo of that where I'm brushing him and he's brushing me. And I wrote a little
caption.
Caption about it. And people loved it. And, it really did me very good back then.
Totally.
But, talking about a game changer, of course, that was because it got me a lot of following. And, a lot of moms started trusting in me for some mom hacks and tips. But I think, like overall posting consistently and building some good content, of course, over a while, I think it sort of positioned me as an influencer.
Totally. And that's one of the things that drew me to your feed or your account. It's your authentic content. So I enjoy coming back on many accounts, but usually for your style and for your motherhood tips. How do you generate content ideas? Where does inspiration come from?
So in terms of inspiration, I would say I think every account inspires me. Every account on Instagram, or all the accounts at least I follow, I think every account has something so different and inspirational and so much to learn from. All these mothers creating some great content out there, whether it is pages locally or whether it's international pages. I think I go through them and I get inspiration, something, out of each page. Even, of course, primarily on Instagram and also on YouTube. There are some moms doing some great work out there. So that's where my inspiration comes from. And I sort of combine a few ideas and I come up with my own authentic idea. So I think, you learn from each other. It's such a great community we are in. And it's always good to learn from each other.
Excellent. And how difficult, Priyanka, is it to stay relevant? They say that the influencer market, even in India, is becoming rather saturated. How difficult is it for you to stay relevant on these various platforms? And how do you choose collaborations? What draws you to a particular brand or a collaboration?
So talking about how competitive rather the market has become, it is definitely very competitive. There are many bloggers out there, like I said, doing some great work. So it's definitely very competitive. But, personally for me, I am really not a competitive person by nature. I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as a community. And, it honestly doesn't really affect me. Numbers don't affect me. I'm very happy for the others, the way they're doing. And I feel I'm just like sort of being true to myself. And I make my content. I enjoy making it. And that's about it. It's about how people perceive me. And I'm happy with the ones who, follow me and support me.
Wonderful.
And coming to collaborations, I don't ever turn down any collaboration, to be honest, because I don't feel any brand is good or bad. I feel all brands have worked hard to get to where they are, and every brand has its own USP. And I always tell people, some people, even my husband sometimes tell me that you're promoting this brand and you might not even use it. It happens. And I think a lot of people judge bloggers also for that would you really have this, or would you really use that brand? Why are you promoting it? But my answer to it is that, I have around almost 80 or 78,000 people following me. Not all those will probably like what I like. And if I don't use a brand, doesn't mean it is necessarily not good, right? So I would say, like, if I am promoting brand A, there'll probably be a specific amount of people from my followers who like it. Some others might like brand B. So
Right.
that's why I feel, I'll promote every brand, because I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like every brand. I feel there has been some hard work that has gone into making that brand what it is. And
Totally.
why not promote it? Not the
Yeah.
same amount, not the same number of people are going to like the same brands, right? It's going to be always brand A or brand B for some people. So that's how I look at it. And I never turn down anything unless it's something very against my ethics or my work ethics, then yeah. Otherwise,
Right.
yeah, I'm always up for brand collabs.
Excellent. And like you said, you are reaching out to a large segment of society. So it's not just one niche that are your followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely not. If someone tells me to promote, for instance, a vape brand, or like something that, that I don't think would go with my personality or as a mom, then of course I have turned that down. But
right.
Like I said, it shouldn't hurt the sensibilities of me, my family, or anybody else following me. That's about it.
Thank you, Priyanka. And on to style. I love your fashion sense. Keep coming back to see what you're wearing. Tell us some of your wardrobe essentials and some things that you've worn recently that you've also loved.
So my wardrobe essentials. So primarily what I need to have in my wardrobe are a pair of skinny jeans. I love my denims. I definitely need a white shirt, because I think a white shirt and blue denims is like the best combination.
Right.
A black t-shirt. I love my black t-shirts. Yeah, I love black. It makes you look so thin. Right? Black is the best color. Yeah, I love black. It makes me look nice and thin. So a black t-shirt, a white shirt, and denims. And of course, what I really love these days are those, they're very in, the mom fit denims. There's really baggy ones. Yeah.
Yes.
I love those. So I have plenty of those in all colors.
I have to get myself a pair this summer.
Oh, yeah. So what's really in and what's really my style as of today, on like a day-to-day basis, like casual style, is like a crop top with like these high-waisted, very loose denims. I think it looks so nice and so comfortable.
Yeah. And what fashion tips for us for tackling the monsoon on your side, and the heat wave coming in on my side?
Oh, yeah. Monsoon, I think you get these really cool jackets that look like wind cheaters. So wind cheaters used to be there back in the day, but last year at least, monsoons have just about started. But last year, I think I saw these really cool wind cheater looking jackets. Those really shiny jackets. All over. I'm just waiting for one of those. To get my hands on one of those.
Excellent.
And yeah, I love boots, in the winter. So you get these really cool gum boots. There are some great brands in Mumbai doing some great gum boots. They're very stylish. They're not exactly the typical ones. So I think, that's great. Yeah. But besides that, I mean, come what may, whatever weather, style, you should never compromise on.
Totally.
Your
and
style.
Your recent post, you were wearing a fluorescent top and a nice shiny skirt, a neon skirt. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, that
and
really
a
caught my
holographic
attention.
Skirt. Yeah.
Oh yes, that was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Holographic. Is that the thing to look out for this summer?
Yeah, of course. That's so in. So you get these holographic shorts. I've even invested in them. And you get, these skirts are amazing. I mean, they are those, those patent leather sort of skirts.
Excellent.
So it's amazing.
Wonderful. And back to motherhood and where you actually started on the gram with, some of your key learnings that came about because of the pandemic. So the pandemic has affected all of us, and hopefully we've seen the back of it, or we've seen the worst of it over. What are some of the learnings that came out for you in terms of
from
motherhood?
The pandemic for as a mother?
Yes.
So talking about kids firstly, because from a mother's point of view, I think the pandemic has had a positive and negative effect on mothers and the kids. The positive being from both the sides. I think we got to spend so much time together. The bonding was amazing. As a mother, of course, we learned how to homeschool. All mothers, including me, we were, initially we were just sitting and doing so many DIY activities and so many, teaching them math. And till date, I've got that habit, and I'm still teaching him tables, and so it really increased that bonding time,
Right.
and sort of made us also become teachers in our own way, which is great.
Wow.
Yeah. And the negative, of course, yeah, we all know the social aspect. They just don't know how it is to socialize. I know so many of my kids who I've met after the pandemic, they start crying when they meet new people because they don't know how to react. They've been at home for so many months or almost a year and a half in India, all together.
Yes.
They've not been going to school. And I think that's really sad. They don't know how to socialize anymore. But so slowly, I think it's coming back to normal. And of course, on the school front also, I mean, offline schooling, you can't even compare it to homeschooling. It's got so many benefits. I can see the change in Rajveer. He's learned so much just in 3 months of going to school, as compared to homeschooling. Yeah, so many changes as a mother and for a child. And yeah, it was a tough time.
Yeah, totally. And like you said, you juggle a fair amount of roles. So you're a homemaker and an influencer and a mother. How do you juggle so many roles and manage your time?
Yeah, so it is definitely very difficult on certain days. But what I do is I plan my days in advance, or, so like the days I know I'm going to suppose shoot, which is work. I make sure I keep Rajveer busy. So I pre-plan, I keep him busy with a friend, and keep him away so that, he doesn't feel left out, or else, I'm working and he's constantly coming, Mama, tell me this, give me that. So I make sure, and then the whole irritability builds up and I'm like, okay, wait. And so I make sure I sort of send him to a friend's house while I'm doing my work. And on days that he needs me, or I need to take him somewhere, I make sure my work takes a back seat. On days like Mondays where I need to give my house some time with the groceries and veggies, then I make sure I just focus on that. So on most days, I try to plan my day so that I can give equal time to everything, to Rajveer, to my work. So it's like 2 hours here and 2 hours there and 2 hours at home. But it can't be, that's not possible every day, right? So there are days I might have to shoot for 6 hours where, I can't give enough time to Rajveer. So I make sure he's busy with some class or at his friend's house. There are days I need to give time to my house. I need to go out shopping for things. So it's all about just time management, I feel,
Yeah. And what I actually love is that you've included Rajveer in many of your reels. Okay.
Yes.
So I think it's very, very cute that you have him as part of your influencer.
Yes, of course. So
well.
that was the whole point, when he, like, getting back to what we spoke first, I left my business, I had a small business of my own. I left it because, I was like, I want to give my child time. So this is what really encouraged me to start mommy blogging, because he was going to be a part of it. And I always say this is the reason I started it, because, I knew Rajveer is going to be a part of my work. So I don't have to leave him and go work. And so currently he's grown up. So I do a little bit of my own content, like style and fashion. But earlier it was all about motherhood, So it was good to have him as a part.
Yes, I love the way you've transitioned from it being a mommy-centric Instagram feed to now bringing in style and including him still into all
because, Rajveer is growing up, so I can't even put in so much content as I used to. When kids are smaller, there's a lot more to talk about. But currently, they are growing up and, they are sort of, in their own little worlds as well. So the content creation sort of reduces. And he has a mind of his own. He's like, I don't want to shoot today. I'm not going to shoot this. I was like, yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, I have to sort of diversify into things that even I like, and I want to show everybody.
Excellent. And Priyanka, before I end, going to ask you, what would you like to see manifest in the near future and the far future for yourself and your family?
So on the work front, of course, I would love to grow tenfold with my page, and I'm working hard towards it. So let's hope it grows, and people really love me for what I do, and to have some really good people coming to my page, and I would love to help them out as much as I can. Also, I have this dream of becoming a businesswoman now that my son has grown up. So I'm sort of exploring that as well. I'm trying to take over a few things, maybe a family business or something. So that's something that I hope to be someday.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I want to manifest for myself. And of course, for my family, that, of course, we're all happy and as we are today.
Excellent. Excellent. And you mentioned family business. Was that what you were doing prior to getting on to social media?
I was just doing something. So I've always been an entrepreneur since the age of 18. I've always had a shop of my own. I was into clothes for a short bit. And then I got into packaging. It was like gifting and gift packaging, which almost went on for like 7 to 8 years. So that was more of like an entrepreneur sort of thing. And then I got into this. And of course, this is something I'm never going to leave. But just looking at helping around the family business, that's a little bigger. Let's hope it works out. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Priyanka, it's been such a delight speaking to you. I'm wishing you all the very, very best in the near future. Hope the stars shine brightly for you.
Likewise, I hope you the best too.
Thank you. Take care, Priyanka.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Bye.
Bye.